Welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about 5 steps to financial success. Number 1, live within your means. Now, in order to do so, you of course need to know how much you're spending every month, which means you need a budget. So if you need help coming up with a budget, go check out my video on how to make a simple budget using the reverse budgeting method. Once you have that, you'll want to do 2 additional things. First, try to cut your expenses as low as you possibly can. And then second, try to increase your income as much as you can. Whether that means adding a side gig, getting a better job, getting a promotion, anything that you can do in order to ensure that the higher level living within your means is happening. Number 2, save up an emergency fund. Now, what a lot of people will tell you is to save up 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses. And I think that's a great start, but it's just that, it's a start. Let's think for a second about what 3 months will actually pay for. Let's say you get paid on commission and you have a bad month. That month could use some of the money from your emergency fund in order to pay for itself. And then of course, in a good month, you refill your emergency fund. But what if it was something larger, like the pandemic? What if your job shut down and you were on furlough for 3 months? Would it suffice for that? Maybe. You might have been able to get through that. But what if you weren't just on furlough? What if you lost your job and it went 6 months? Well, the 3 months wouldn't cut it in that scenario. So because we have a very recent example of this, I think 3 months should be the bare minimum you are striving for when you first start out. Once you have 3 months down, strive for that 6-month amount. Once you have that, go for more. Go for up to a year. Whatever makes you feel comfortable that no matter what happens in the world, you could make it through. That is the point of an emergency fund. Now, what would your alternative be if you didn't have this emergency fund? It would more than likely be credit card debt. Now, of all the different forms of debt, credit card is one of the highest interest debt, meaning most cards that I have cost somewhere between 10 and 20% interest, which of course, I'm never paying interest on those cards. However, knowing that that's there means I at least have some kind of a backstop if I were to completely run out of money and needed to find a way to pay the bills. However, I wouldn't want to use it. Having to pay an extra 20% on top of whatever the cost was would be miserable. So an emergency fund allows me to never have to utilize that form of credit. Number 3, look for opportunities. There are plenty of opportunities out there, and not necessarily just for what you think. It's not investment in money, businesses, stocks, things like that per se. You can invest in your own career. So you don't want to get one job, stay at that job for 30 years and then retire. Chances are you only got 1-2% pay increases, something like that. And in the end, you weren't making that much more than where you started. So what you instead want to do is look for promotions, look for better jobs, look for training that can get you a higher paying job. Invest in your career. Find a way to make more money at a job you go to every day. Beyond investing in your career, you can invest in yourself. So you could learn a new skill. Learn how to fix something around your house. Next time your toilet clogs or you need to fix something under the bathroom sink, do it yourself. You don't have to call a plumber. It will save you time and money. Go get a college degree, get a certification. These things could allow you to earn more money at your job. Investing in yourself includes investing in your career. The last way to look for opportunities would be investments. So in that instance, what we're talking about is investments that are not necessarily available all of the time. You need to be on the lookout. The very first rental property I ever bought, I bought during the Great Recession, during the bottom of the housing crash, when foreclosures were running rampant. There were plenty of houses on the market. Nobody was wanting to buy them, so prices came way down. If I did not have money available at that time and was not on the lookout for an investment, I would not have been able to take advantage of that low price for rental property, bought it, rented it for years, and then sold it at a profit. So simply being on the lookout for these investments over a period of time is going to gain you more than you could ever get than by simply saying one day, oh, I'll just throw my money over there and hope for the best. Number 4, investing. Now, when we're talking about investing, there are a wide variety of assets you can invest in. Don't put all of your money into a savings account that's earning 0.01%. You're basically losing money at that point because the amount that you're earning from that account is actually less than inflation. So technically over time, you're amount of money that you have is losing value. Investing your money in something else that's going to give you a return on investment can take a variety of forms. You could invest in a rental property. You could invest in the stock market when the stock market takes a dip and is on its way back up. For example, when everything shut down back in 2020, the stock market tanked. If you had put a bunch of money in right then, right now, it's gone up, not quite double, but pretty close. So you could have almost doubled your money over the course of a year and a half. If you have a business that you want to start, you could invest in that. If you have a friend who has a business, or you just are aware of a business that you really feel passionately about, invest in that. Lastly, invest in yourself. Get a college education, get a certification, get some kind of training. Learn how to do something. Those hobbies, those passions, those skills that you acquire over time could very well turn into additional career opportunities. They could turn into additional side gigs, additional methods of income. But by always investing in yourself, you will become a more well-rounded individual and then more competent, more capable of doing anything that comes up in the future. Number 5, stay the course and correct as necessary. If you are following steps 1 through 4, you are well on your way to financial success. But don't just rest once you've done those first 4. You still need to be on the lookout for additional opportunities. You still need to sell poorly performing investments and move that money into an investment that will perform for you. If you bought a house at the bottom of the housing crisis and now we're at the top of the housing market, maybe it's time to sell and look for a place to move that money into in order to allow it to continue to grow, because we are not going to see gains like that again in the near future on that same property. If you had a hobby or a side gig that you were really trying to make profitable and it just isn't successful, maybe stop that and focus more on some of your other hobbies or skills that you know can make you more money. Really lean into those options that have a greater chance for success and eliminate those options that do not. That is all I have for today, guys. I hope that was helpful. Hopefully you can follow these 5 steps and be financially successful over time. If you have any questions, please leave a comment in the box below. If you enjoyed this video, please like or subscribe, as it'll really help my channel to grow in the future. Also, if you want to get notified whenever I post new videos, click the bell icon below. That's all for now. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.